Hi, this is Katrina Sargent, owner and creator of Devil Doll Custom Creations. Today we're going to be going a little different from tumblers and pins. I'm going with my Tumbler Mystery Box series, and these are bubble scoops, aka solid bubble bath, that make luscious, beautiful bubbles in a bath. These are themed to my spring honeybee box, so these are scented with honeysuckle fragrance oil. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. Like always, I will have everything linked in the description below, including where I got my recipe for these bubble scoops. It's from Two Wild Hares on Etsy. This recipe is to purchase through their site on Etsy, so I will not be giving you the exact amounts of the ingredients, but this is a video to show the process of it. So first off, you're going to want a scale to measure out your liquid and your dry ingredients. I am doing cocoa butter in its own little dish, and I'm heating that dish up in the microwave, or you can do over a double broiler. And then I'm doing my dry ingredients, and then once this butter is melted, I will add my liquid ingredients into this container. This is cocoa butter. I'm going to add a little bit of shea butter to mine. I like the luxurious feel of it on my skin in the bath. This makes the bubble scoops a little softer. If you're having a hard time or you're in a high humidity, I would just do cocoa butter, or you could do mango butter because it's a hard butter like cocoa butter. Play around with the recipe, change a few things if you feel comfortable doing that, or stick directly to the recipe itself. While we wait for these butters to melt, let's move on to the dry ingredients. You need to sift all of your dry ingredients except for your SLSa, because it's such a fine particles. I don't sift those. I'll explain when I get to that step. This first has just been baking soda. Once you get that sifted, you're going to be adding the rest of your dry ingredients the same way until we get to the SLSa. Once you're at the SLSa spot, you're going to want to wear a mask because it can irritate your lungs. It irritates my lungs really bad if I don't wear a mask. So thank goodness for 2020, we should all have plenty of masks to wear around the house. So I'm going to be wearing it as I gently add my SLSa into my dried mixture. Once I've added it, I'm going to take a whisk and gently fold in the mixture before I put it under my stand mixer. This kind of helps from those particles being airborne again. I will put it under my stand mixer and let it mix fully before I add my liquid ingredients. Now that my butters are melted, I'm going to be able to add my liquid ingredients into this container. Once they're all incorporated, they're going to thicken up your butters to kind of be like a jelly consistency. If you keep stirring and it's still really, really thin, keep stirring. That means your butters are still too hot. Once you get that kind of globby, in a way, jelly texture running off of your spoon as you're mixing, I then mix my fragrance oil into them, but not before. I'm using Brambleberry's Honeysuckle fragrance oil. Ugh, smells divine. And then once you have everything incorporated, you're going to slowly add your wet ingredients into your dry ingredients. It's going to have the texture kind of like Play-Doh. You're not making bath bombs. This is your bubble scoops. They're not going to have the same consistency if you're used to working with bath bomb powder. I'm going to separate half of mine once it's been completely mixed up. I'm going to leave half white, and I'm going to add skin safe mica coloring in gold to the other half. If you want to weigh this out to make sure it is even, you can, or you can eyeball it like I did. So now you have 2 tones for your bubble scoops. You're gonna want wax paper for them to sit on and an ice cream scoop. You want the one that has the lever inside. It just helps to release the suction of the bubble scoop inside the ice cream scoop itself. So I take another bowl and I sprinkle one color, break it up in little pieces, sprinkle the other color. I'm just trying to get a variation. When I scoop, then I'm gonna get a mix of both. It's not going to be one solid color. You can be as tedious at this as you would like, but don't take forever to do this because that cocoa butter will harden up and it'll be a little bit harder to work with, but you have a little bit of time. It's not super rushed. Once I have everything kind of broke up in different layers, I am then going to take that ice cream scoop and just scoop out a piece. I take my hand, press it down into the ice cream scoop, and slam it on that surface. Sometimes the first couple you kind of have to wiggle to get it out. The slam is what helps it release from that suction in the ice cream scoop. Sometimes you might need to clean out that ice cream scoop if it has too much stuck to the sides, or you kind of have to wiggle your ice cream scoop as you're trying to lift it up off the ice cream bubble scoop so it doesn't mess up that pretty cracked texture that you're going for to make it look like ice cream. At the end, if I don't have enough to make a full scoop, I will just kind of make a little shape, and my boys have something for their baths instead of using one of my bubble scoops. And then I take Eco Glitter, a biodegradable glitter in a misting jar, and mist a little bit of gold glitter on the top. Yes, this is extra. You do not need to do this step, but I love the shimmer. If you are shrink wrapping these to sell, they need to dry for a minimum of 4 days until you can package them up. If you're using them personally and you're not shrink wrapping them, you can use them in little as 2 days. I would recommend still shrink wrapping them if you're still using them for your personal house, just so they don't get too much moisture on them before you're ready to use them. To use them, all I'm doing is taking a scoop that is set for 2 days and I am breaking a piece off and running it under the water. That's all. And the water is going to break up the bubble scoop even smaller, agitate the water to get the really, really big bubbles, but that is it. There's nothing fancy, no special equipment needed, nothing. You could put your bubble scoop in a strainer and let the water run over it that way. If you're getting a lot of little pieces in your water itself, they do melt, but some people just don't like the feel of them at the first part of their bath. And enjoy the amazing cocoa butter and shea butter on your skin. So moisturizing and so soothing. I love taking bubble baths. I hope everyone loved this tutorial. I loved it so much. I am now going to be creating a second channel solely focused on bath treats. Bumblebee Bath Treats is coming soon to YouTube and Instagram, TikTok. I had so much fun making this video. I'm excited to make some more in the future. If you liked watching that or you like watching anything to do with bath treats, please go check that out as well. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, please write them in the comments. I do write back. And stay tuned for the rest of my mystery box playlist. It's going to have so many fun, great ideas for the future boxes or for your personal use. Please like, share, subscribe. It means the world to me. And thank you everyone for your continued support.